2015's Rise of the Tomb Raider offering has been front and center in gaming news because of the new enhanced upgrade for the Xbox One X. Is this really the best looking version ever? Crystal Dynamics, the developers behind Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider, said they treat every iteration of their games as its own launch. This means that the Pro release in 2016 was the definitive version. But comparing the Pro to the X just shows how much power and how much care was put into the hardware of Microsoft's newest console. As much celebration, praise, or enthusiasm that is claimed by developers and industry professionals, fanboys of anything but the Xbox will hold the X up to next generation standards or expensive PC hardware benchmarks. I can't keep track of how many times PC gamers boasted that the Xbox One X can't carry the ball bag of a 1080 Ti or an i9 PC. Hardware nearly triple the cost of the Xbox One X. Or the other end of the spectrum, the PC gamer that complains that the X has a Pentium 2012 CPU on board in 2017.
But, the point is that so much of a games machine is actually on the GPU now. I'm kind of curious whether they will branch out a bit and maybe try to produce a whole system. Now, you can say that it's nowhere near as upgradable as a PC, but at the same time, if you're upgrading your GPU every 2 or 3 years anyway, yeah, it's an interesting point.
Crystal Dynamics says that the Xbox One X version is, quote, the first time they were able to deliver a true native 4K signal. For that reason, it is the highest fidelity version among all, end quote. So this means that even the PC didn't get this level of quality care and full high-resolution assets in 2015. Does this mean that the X version is just plain better than the PC? Absolutely not. If you've got the right hardware, you can crank up the settings to Ultra and run the entire effects package at up to 1440p or even higher at 60 FPS. And the PC version will have SSOA, HBOA, and other effects that the Xbox version may not have. But the cool thing about the X is that you won't be getting these visuals on a $500 PC. To add insult to fanboys' injury, Crystal Dynamics says that consoles are getting closer to the PC landscape, allowing players to feel like they're constantly on the cutting edge of tech, end quote. Sure, the X isn't better than a 1080 Ti, and the processor was cutting edge in 2012, but for $500, this console is cutting edge for its category, and they really are getting closer to PC, especially when you factor in the cost of hardware. Crystal Dynamics says that the level of immersion brought to Rise of the Tomb Raider due to higher quality 4K visuals makes it worth another playthrough. They said, you're overlooking a valley and you can see a town being attacked. Before, you just saw the explosions in the distance, but on Xbox One X, you can actually see the debris coming off the buildings. This is yet another supporting statement, not from me, but from devs that explain that unlike the Pro, the X isn't just a resolution box. Microsoft was in constant contact with the team, providing support from the development kit of the Xbox One X to get the most out of the hardware. Digital Foundry analyzed Rise of the Tomb Raider a couple of weeks ago and showed visuals and performance that impressed them, with 5 to 6 frame drops at native 4K in demanding areas that gave fanboys against Xbox some short straws to hold on to, moving the goalposts for a native 4K game dropping frames on a $500 machine. This is another example of fanboys treating the X like a next-generation machine. The best part is Digital Foundry was microscoping alpha code for an enhancement that is 2 months out, and Crystal Dynamics said that the 60 FPS mode runs at that target 90% of the time, and the team is tweaking, optimizing, and refining this title every day before the launch of the X in November. Let's look at WCCFTech's experience with Assassin's Creed Origins on PC compared to the Xbox One X. They said, actually tried the PC version under the impression that I could witness up to 60 FPS, but instead I was plagued with what was below 30 FPS constantly. Constant stutter hampered my experience, ruining both gameplay and visual fidelity, end quote. This isn't my chance to knock a PC port because, in my opinion, PC ports have been lazy lately, and the myriad of configurations make true optimization a gamble. But how did Assassin's Creed Origins run on the Xbox One X? The Xbox One X version, according to WCCFTech, had no issues from what he could see. Nothing can ruin a gameplay experience like stuttering frame rates or inconsistencies, but I'd rather take a reliable, properly frame-paced 30 FPS over occasional fickle 60 FPS when I've paid for the power in my i5 rig with a 1070. But it just plain perplexes gamers why someone like me would want an Xbox One X when I have a $1,000 gaming rig. Want to know the biggest, most obvious reason why? I just enjoy the overall experience on Xbox over PC. I'll continue to buy games and play my impressive library on Steam, Origins, and Uplay. Well, it's impressive to me. I have about 125 of my all-time favorite games. But the idea of a 4K console made to run on my new 4K TV properly with all of these features, it makes me very happy to be on the receiving end of a pre-order for the Scorpio. Gamers are split on whether upgrading consoles every 3 years is a good idea, but I think the compatibility and flexibility are hallmarks of Microsoft's plan for consoles moving forward. It is truly up to us, the gamers and the consumers, if we want the latest and the greatest console. And if not, you can always save up a little more and buy an incredible gaming PC. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section if you still care about Rise of the Tomb Raider. Personally, I just borrowed it from a friend because I only put an hour or two in the game when it launched. Because back then I was still distracted with Fallout 4. But I'm looking forward to playing this enhanced version. I plan on trying out all 3 modes, and I'll probably have footage of all 3 up on my channel. If you're new to this channel and you fell in here by accident, subscribe and you'll see more stuff like this. If you want to continue the conversation, add me on Xbox Live and Twitter at Colteastwood. Shadow of War is out tomorrow, guys, and we'll all be very busy playing games. In fact, we're going to be busy all the way until July at this point. Looking forward to hearing from you all soon. Have a great week, and hopefully by then I'll have another video out. I'll see you guys then.
Shit, they weren't supposed to shoot at us.